In times past, almost every politician and senator we have today would be swinging from a tree by a rope for treason and lies. Amazing fact. Most candles are made from paraffin wax, a byproduct of petroleum refining. When you set them alight, they release the same toxins as diesel fuel into the air you breathe. Beeswax candles, on the other hand, are known to purify the air as they burn, rather than poisoning it, and have been documented to improve allergies, asthma and more, by releasing negative ions which neutralise the positively charged air pollutants. When your friends keep showing you proof of Tory corrupt capitalism and social cleansing, but you must vote for them to punish the benefit leeches you saw on Channel 5. I was just following orders. Religion. Just weirdos in robes making shit up. Priti Patel, who asked for UK aid for Israeli army, now Home Secretary. The UK's Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, has appointed Priti Patel as Home Secretary despite the fact that she was forced to resign 2 years ago after holding secret unofficial meetings with Israeli ministers. It's just they're just lining up the corruption. The links in the description if you want to read the article, because it's just so obvious, so obvious. Oh, and just for good measure, welcome, Mark. The support inbox is your place to get updates, to blah blah blah. Oh, by the way, you're temporarily restricted from joining or posting to groups until tomorrow at 12:28. So I won't be posting till 12:30 today. What a shock. Every day I get banned for a day. Is your leather from China? It might be made from dog or cat skin. Difficulty in distinguishing from legal animal hide means US probably imports plenty, but pressure from activists and US Congress may be about to change that. When American consumers shop for leather goods, it probably doesn't enter their minds that their new belt, bags or shoes could be made from not cows or pigs, but from cats and dogs. But not only is it a possibility, it's hard for consumers to know what they have it being sold. Almost all dog or cat leather comes from China. Now changes in Chinese culture, more pressure from the US and an upcoming trade agreement are combining to undermine the contraband trade. The 1% hide their money offshore, then use it to corrupt our democracy. From US billionaires to city barons, the super rich are buying political influence as never before. Our politicians now work for them, not for us. The question David Cameron still faces over his tax affairs: we mustn't let this Panama paper anger go to waste. Royal shock. How Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt are both related to the Queen. Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt, the two runners in the Tory leadership race, are both somewhat related to the Queen. Queen Elizabeth II, but only one is actually Her Majesty's distant cousin. Yesterday, Jeremy Hunt narrowly beat Michael Gove in the final ballot of Tory MPs and will now go head-to-head with Boris Johnson in the runoff. Mr Johnson won the support of 160 MPs, more than half of the total, while Mr Hunt secured 77. The two remaining candidates will face a vote involving up to 160,000 Conservative members, with the result due to be, well, we know what the result was. Johnson's in. Israel furious at UN report detailing torture of Palestinian children. So they're not just happy torturing the adults, they're torturing children as well. Israel security forces have been accused by United Nations Monitoring Group of torturing and tormenting Palestinian children. The UNHRC logo as Israel's security force have been accused by the group of torturing and tormenting Palestinian children. The Committee of the Rights of Children, a body of independent legal experts charged by the UN with the task of monitoring the protection of children's rights in signatory states, has urged Israel to honour its responsibility to prevent the torture of and ill-treatment of children. The committee expresses its deepest concern about the reported practice of torture and ill-treatment of Palestinian children arrested, prosecuted and detained by the military and the police, and about the state party's failure to end these practices in spite of repeatedly concerns expressed by treaty bodies. The investigative body stated in its pandemic review of Israel's child rights record released on Thursday. They're just evil bastards. Surrey Heath Borough Council's chief pay packet skyrockets by 30%. Because we're all in it together, except she's on 600,000 and it's increased by 30%. Whoa, we're all in it together, aren't we? No, absolutely not. Surrey's Health Chief Executive Karen Whelan received a 30% increase to her overall pay packet last year. The council boss has been head of the borough since October 2010, but records show the drastic 46,000 rise in her income, taking it to just shy of 200,000. When accounting for perks, expenses, pensions, contributions, her basic salary has also swelled considerably in just 12 months, soaring from 118,000 to 158,000, while 3 years before, in April 2016, it was just 110,000. Just 110,000. This revelation comes just a few weeks after it was said public sector workers such as police officers would have a 2.5% pay rise. 30% pay rise for her. One of the last announcements made by former Prime Minister Theresa May, who was paid £150,402 before her departure. Camberley resident Jane Collins was furious with the news, and numerous cost-cutting exercises affecting her neighbourhood had been introduced in recent years. It makes you wonder where the transparency is, she said. Most people are shocked. We have heard a lot about this Surrey Heath, like other councils, are making huge savings due to lack of money, so it's ridiculous when you hear someone is getting a £46,000 a year increase. No one else in the public sector is getting such significant raises. It was recently announced nurses and teachers are getting 2 to 3%, and it's not the first time the CEO has had. It makes you wonder where their transparency is. When Miss Collins approached her local ward councillor for answers, she was told the decision to accept the pay rise was solely down to the council leader, who has retired since allowing it. Of the council senior employees, the worker who, with the next highest annual remuneration, is the executive head of finance, who receives 89,000 last year. However, this was only 2,000 more than what they received in 2017-18, a more moderate raise of 2.3%. A council's response. A council spokesman said, the council's key priority for a number of years has been to improve Camberley Town Centre for the benefit of the borough. Over the past 3 years, we have made significant progress, and the success of the council's investment has ensured that we have needed to cut services which would have impacted the most vulnerable residents. So we decided we'd give her a 47,000 or whatever it was pay rise. Oh, and she's retiring now. Well, she can afford to, can't she? Not like the rest of us, of course. Aye. NHS cash injection. How PM's 1.8 million will be spent. It'll just be wasted like it always in the NHS. French fries. The Rocket Man makes history. Channel Crossing. America. Nightmare. 2 mass shootings in 24 hours claim 29 lives. Sounds like a false flag to me. The biggest trend in fashion being nice. Parasites. Texas shopping mall massacre investigated as domestic terrorism after gunmen revealed hatred for immigrants in far-right manifesto. Trump accused of slacking racial hatred and failing to tackle gun crime. Man armed with assault rifle targeted packed Walmart store, killing 20. Motive unclear in second attack on Ohio that left 9 dead, allegedly. Dam took down evacuation. Residents put lives at risk. Let me just... City kick-off, yeah. Tories order inquiry into Islamophobia allegations. Cheaper energy bills on the way for millions of homes, and if you believe that, you're still asleep. The Guardian. Trump accused of fueling hate after deadly shootings. 6-year-old boy thrown off 10th floor of the Tate. Wow, the world's going mad. Police examine white nationalist links after massacre hours apart. There is no question that this president is setting a tone of division and fanning the flames of bigotry. Telegraph. Pension pot rip-off fees could wipe out savings. Despite caps on charges 3 years ago, MPs are warned that not enough has been done. Children live with parents under eye of CCTV despite abuse fears. Heathrow chaos persists even as today's strike is suspended. Menopause cure to let women delay children. Yeah, boy thrown from Tate. Ridiculous. Express. Horror as boy 6 is thrown from 10th floor at Tate. Everyone's gone mad. They simply have. Simple op will delay menopause by 20 years. The great pensions robberies. Savers fleeced of billions in scams and rip-off fees. I won't crumble if people don't like me, says TV Stacey. Daily Fail. Sweet revenge on a great British brute. Horror at the Tate. Teen held for attempted murder after throwing a boy aged 6 from 10th floor viewing platform. And now for the posh trot. Vice contests on Longley joins Strictly. Metro. Rochelle, I'm proud to go naked. Boy of 6 thrown off 10th floor at the Tate. 17-year-old arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Gee. Mirror. It's back, your brilliant footing. Pull out. Instagram shame. 6 suicide posts still online 6 months after boss vowed to remove them. The Scum. Curtis, my love, Guy Land. Summer is top of the crops. Exclusive Echo Fury. McDonald's paper straw non-recyclable, but Axe plastic ones are reusable. That sucks. Waste of paper. Rochelle bears all. TV soap star Baboon Terror. Hover flies in. Channel Crossing. The Times. Qatar accused of using British bank to promote Islamist causes. Boy 6 fight for life after being thrown off top of Tate. Johnson lays ground for People v Politicians poll. And finally, last night my neighbour came home drunk and banged on his own door for like 5 minutes. Problem is, he lives alone, so I went outside and told him he wasn't there and he left. Husband. Babe, after work I had an accident. Sabrina took me to the hospital. After various tests they said I was in a bad state with cervical dislocation, left arm broken, multiple facial injuries, and they will have to amputate my right leg. Wife. Who's Sabrina? A man walks into a bank and says to the teller, I want to open an effing checking account. The astonished woman replies, I beg your pardon, but that kind of language is not tolerated in this bank. The woman leaves the window and goes over to the manager to inform him of the situation. The manager agrees that the woman does not have to listen to that kind of language. They both return to the window and the manager asks the man, Sir, what seems to be the problem? There is no effing problem, the man says. I just won 200 million bucks on the damn lottery and I want to put my effing money in the damn bank. Oh, I see, says the manager. And this bit's giving you a hard time, sir. And it's funny because we know it's true.